So in the past, we put out a post out there where we were talking about the advantages of marrying out of community of property, but we were mostly looking at the financial advantages that are attached to in community of property. And a lot of people, I think, obviously aspiring people who want to get married, and also maybe people who are married and thinking of changing the marriage regime that they are currently under. So a lot of people were concerned that out of community of property is not a proper contract to sign if you are marrying someone. The thinking is that when you are out of community of property, you don't have the same visions. You are not aligned when it comes to your plans of the future. Everyone is doing their own thing. I don't know why people get that feeling, because the moment you get married, it means that automatically you are one. And biblically, that's what it says, at least. If you are getting married, it means that you are one. So which contract you sign does not matter. Communication has to continue. You still need to share a vision, because I can assure you, if you marry out or in community of property and everyone is doing their own thing, there is no marriage there to start with. So the idea behind this contracts is to say, because these are financial contracts, we need to be looking at them differently and saying, how can we protect our union by taking advantage of these contracts that are there? There's absolutely nothing wrong with marrying out of community of property, and yet you have a separate legal contract that you can sign through your lawyers to say, should we get divorced, this is what is going to happen. You are going to take this, you are going to take. That is how you can protect yourself. But regarding the marriage regime themselves, we have seen that there are so many disadvantages, because when you go to borrow somewhere, when you want to start a business and the business is going through troubles, if you have married in community of property, the troubles now you share. But you can protect your union by making sure that another party is actually separate from those troubles, so that now the advantage can be seen by the entire union. But I don't think a lot of us really understand these contracts the way they should be understood. So if you come to me and you tell me that any marriage contract that is out of community of property, it's bad because people now are not going to communicate, trust me, there hasn't been a marriage in there to start with. Every marriage, there has to be discussion around how you are going to buy a car, how you are going to buy a house, where you are going to save money, how you are going to save money, how you are going to invest. It doesn't matter whether it's in or it's out of community of property. We expect that you continue to do those things. So for all those of you out there who are married out of community of property, and you are doing whatever you want to do because nobody needs to consent when you take a loan, already you are not being faithful to your marriage. You're already not being faithful to your marriage. Being faithful to your marriage means that you and your partner, you share the same goals. You decide when the income is coming in. All of you know how much is coming in. You know your plans. You know that you want to build at the farm. You know that you want to take the kids to school. You know how much food needs to be bought in the house. So every one of you, you have the same understanding of the money that is flowing in the family. So there's no way you can just go and get a car and bring it in the house. It does not matter which marriage regime you are under. If you bring a car to my house and I'm not aware of, you're going to be in serious trouble. That's just the facts, right? So for anyone who's considering any type of marriage regime, I would advise, this is my personal view, I would advise marry out of community of property. But if there's any protection that you feel you need, because maybe you are not the working spouse and the other spouse is working, just make sure that there's a separate legal contract that you sign against the marriage regime that you have, to say, look, if this happens, I'm taking the farm. If this happens, I'm taking this. You need to always have that ready, because we see a lot of cases where divorce happens, and then the party which thought that in community of property was going to protect them, now they find themselves with a huge debt, and they're not working, they don't have skills to work, and they cannot pay off those debts. So because we need to always remember what Toto. We are not just talking about a house somewhere and a farm somewhere. We are also talking about the debts that are involved in the marriage. So there are so many things. Just ask for just seek legal advice before you get married, and make sure that you also speak to a financial advisor if possible, so that you can speak to your plans, your visions around your marriage, and how you are going to be controlling your finances. Leaving this to chance, I guarantee you, it will get you into trouble.